ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तु ते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। आप सबको स्वागत। आई वेलकम ऑल द डिवोटीज फॉर टुडेस माधुरी कदम्बिनी क्लास। Okay, we'll be discussing. So in the last class, we were discussing about the anardha nivritti. Anardha nivritti is, anardhas are the four types: sukritota anardha, dushkritota anardha, aparadota anardha, or bhaktyota anardha. So anartha means unwanted thing. This unwanted thing is, so unwanted thing means, unwanted thing is bhakti. Anything other than bhakti is unwanted for us, devotee, for the devotee. So that's why any kind of tendencies, so now of against to this, or opposite to, or other than the bhakti, any tendencies related to any tendencies other than the, so bhakti, any tendencies leading to other than the bhakti, they are all anarthas. So for example, sukrutota anartha. What it means? Previously someone did this some pious activities, and because of those pious activities, if one developed the taste for doing the further pious activities, so this is the anartha actually. So because pious activities are entirely different from the bhakti. Second, dushkritota anartha. So this is also uh, so this is also once again is, if someone did the previously some sinful activities, because of those sinful activities, so one is developing the taste to do the further sinful activities, and this kind of tendency to doing the sinful activities is really anartha, because sinful activities are different from the bhakti. So next, aparado bhaktyottanartha. Bhaktyottanartha means, what it means, because of doing the bhakti, so one will be getting the kind of name, fame, and so on. So because of these, so results, one will be attracted to those and not able to So practice is bhakti. So this is the bhaktyotta anartha. And after that, aparadotta anartha. Because of the committing offenses, offenses means aparadotta anartha, like committing offenses. For example, like aparadotta anartha, in this case, uh, if anyone does the seva aparad, nama aparad, or otherwise dhama aparad ityadi, especially particularly most dangerous is seva aparad, nama aparad. So because of those offenses, one will be developing the some kind of tendencies like kutilata, that means crookedness, faithlessness, otherwise getting attraction towards the material things. So where steadiness in bhakti is finished, or otherwise some laxity in the bhakti, or otherwise some kind of pride. So these kind of other results may appear and they will be obstacle for the bhakti. So these are all known as aparadot anartha. These are four anarthas we discussed. So just in brief, and we started also discussing the in detail. So in that, we also discussed the aparadot, sorry, sukruta and dushkruta anartha. So they are not much serious. Also, seva aparad is also not much serious. So nama pradas only. Nama pradas are very serious and dangerous. So that point we discussed. Then after that, in the previous class, we also discussed what is that? Anyone remember?
11 to 34, 35. Dhawan, that was.
Dhavan Nimilya. So that is also before that we discussed even something else. I just forgot.
What's the difference between pap and aparad?
That is over. After that, main text.
Then नाम के बल पर पाप करना and seventh
Yeah. One more thing. Yes. That after that we discussed that if someone is uh, understanding that by just doing kirtan or this shravanam is enough for going back to Godhead. So on that strength of those sentences, if someone is not doing the other limbs of the bhakti, can it be offense or not? So that was the point. So it will not be offense, because when it will be offense, if anyone, if anyone commit the sinful activity, so that means which is condemned by the Shastra. Such activity, if he does on the strength of the bhakti, so then it will be offense. And someone is not practicing other limbs of the bhakti because of understanding the some, even one limb of bhakti is sufficient to give the desired result. So then it cannot be offense. So that point also we discussed. Yes. And then after that we came to this Dhavapi Nivilya. Dhavan Nivilya va netre na skaletna pateriha. So from this we are understanding this. If anyone practice bhakti, so is that means nimilye va netre. So closing eyes means, so here if someone is not practicing, so श्रुति स्मृति विषयो इत्येष तु न संगच्छेत मुख्यार्थ बाधा ayogat. So here closing eyes and running, and he will not fall down. So what it mean? So what we discussed there. So someone is taking the shelter of the Bhagavad Dharma, and so someone knows other limbs of the devotion, and but still knowing also, that means someone is having eyes and he is closing those and running. So similarly here, how to understand here? here he's having eyes and closing means here in the Ashtanta how you should take. Someone knows other limbs of the bhakti, glories of the other limbs of the bhakti, but still he is not practicing those. So that meaning you should take nimilye va netre. So nimilye netre. So closing eyes and running means closing eyes means, so what? Even he knows the glories of the other limbs of the bhakti, still he is not practicing those. And he is practicing only certain limbs of the bhakti. So still he can get a result. That is the meaning of the closing eyes. And dhavan means, so dhavan means here you cannot say that absence of the offenses, because dhavan means for the word dhavan you should not take the extended meaning of. So what is that? That is absence of the offenses. That you cannot take, because absence of offenses. So that means it means that even after committing offenses also one will get desired result. So by the word dhavan you cannot take that, because seva parada and nama parada both are condemned by the shastra. That is over. Next we'll be discussing the new topic today. That means new topic means continuing only. That's anartha nivritti is quite a big topic. So we'll be today starting that offenses. First one is, all of you, we all know that the 10 offenses which are given in the Padma Purana. That is very well and famous. Those names are also given here. If anyone wants to see, they can see. Yes, Prabhu, what is that question?
Prabhuji, this Bhakti-urtha Anartha, I think we have not discussed, I'm not sure. So only Pujala Pratishtha is here or anything else? Also, I think in detail we have not discussed. I don't know other participants.
So your voice is breaking.
I was telling Prabhuji, this Bhakti-urtha Anartha, I think we have not discussed.
Maybe you should ask the video, Prabhu. Bhakti-urtha Anartha will be coming.
Yes, now we can. This Bhakti-urtha Anartha, we have not discussed.
Yeah. It didn't come actually even in the text, Sanskrit text. So when it come, it will come next. Okay. After the Nam Aparadotha Anartha, it will be coming. That will be coming. Okay. So let us continue our. These are the 10 offenses. Satam ninda namnah paramam aparadam vitanute yatah kyatim yatam katam usahate tad vigarham savasya Sri Vishnu riha. So these are all 10 offenses. So first one is satam ninda. That we are going to discuss. Pururavagna Sudhisasra Nindanam Tadardavada Harinamni Kalpanam Namabaladisya Namanabaladisya hi Papa Buddhir Vidyate Tasyamaihi Suddhihi the Dharmavrata Tyagahutadi Sarvasvabhakriya Samyamapi Pramadaha Ashraddadhane Vimuke Pyashrunvati Yaschopadesha Sivanama Aparadha Srutopi Nama Mahatme Yah Priti Rahito Adhamaha Aha Mamadi Paramo Namni Sopya Parada Kruta. So yes, these are all the 10 offenses. So the first one is Satam Ninda. So about this we are seeing here. Sadhu Ninda. Yatha Satam Ninda iti Dashashu Namnaha Pratamo Aparadaha. Out of these 10 offenses which are given in the Padma Purana, Satam Ninda, this is the first one, Pratamaha Aparadaha. That means first aparadha, first offense. Dashashu Namnaha, out of 10. So this is the first one. Tatra ninda ityanena dvesha drohadayo apyupalakshante. By the word actually satam ninda, the word is indicating dvesha drohadaya. That means dvesha means so someone is hating, and droha means someone is cheating. So this kind of drohadayo api upalakshante. That means from the word ninda, you can take the upalakshana. By the upalakshana, you take dvesha, droha, and so on. So upalakshana, all of you know. So that many times I repeated. So using the upalakshana, that means mother said to the boy, you should protect this curd from the crows. That means then boy will be protecting that curd from even from the cats and also dogs and so on, so which are harmful or which are dangerous, which are ghatakas. That means which harmful or dangerous for that curd, actually stealing, who can steal or you can take away, so or you can eat away. So that curd is other animals also, the boy has to protect from those animals also. So that is, even mother said the crow, it doesn't mean that the only he will be protecting curd from the crows. So that is the point. So upalakshana means here you should, that it doesn't mean that ninda or said means only ninda. You have to, you can take other things also, dvesha, droha. So Srila Jiva Goswami says, so ninda word actually in that bhakti sandarbha. So from that one Purana, so we are studying there are 6 things. So what are those 6 things? Radharani Mataji, tell me.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah.
Killing the Vaishnavas,
Yes.
not honor, giving respect when devotee, when we see a
Killing the Vaishnavas. Second, next one is Dvesh Karna. That means hating,
hatred,
hatred. So third one is not appreciating.
not appreciate,
Fourth one is
giving not respect, even wholeheartedly.
So that means after one
After
sees,
seeing
that means in he
one,
is not
one
respecting.
respecting and
Next,
criticizing.
yeah. Your internet connection is also not good, Mataji. I don't.
Yes, I have a problem.
Okay,
Wi-Fi.
Mataji. Okay, no problem. Yes. One is killing. Second one is blaspheming. Next, hating. Next, not appreciating and showing the anger and not becoming pleased. Not become pleased by seeing the Vaishnavas. These are the 6 kinds of the meanings you should take from the word ninda. Marna pitna, or otherwise blaspheming, or otherwise hating, hatred, and not appreciating Vaishnavas, or showing anger towards the Vaishnavas, or otherwise not becoming happy by seeing the Vaishnavas. So these are all the 6 things we should take. These six things also should take as the meaning of ninda. Ninda means this. So next, what it is said here. Tatascha daiva tasmin aparade jate hanta pamarena maya sadhushu aparadham iti anutaptaha janaha krushanau shamyati taptaha krushanuna eva ayam iti nyayena tatpadagre eva nipatya prasadayami iti vishanna chetasa pranati stuti सम्मानादिभिः तस्योपशमः कार्यः. क्या करना चाहिए? What should we do then? If anyone commit offenses towards the Vaishnava, so then what he has to do? So tasmin aparade jate daivat, means somehow or other, because of some reason or whatever the reason. So if any offense happened towards a Vaishnava, then first what he has to do? He has to repent. Anutaptaha janaha, that means So he has to become repented. So repent, how, in what way? Hanta pamarena maya sadhushu aparadham. Oh my God. Hanta means alas. Pamarena, that means I am really foolish. I am a foolish person. Maya sadhushu aparadham. Because of me. So in these saintly persons, so offense happened. So I am the offender of these saintly people, and I am a foolish person. Alas. So like this, he should be repenting himself. Next, Krushanau Shamyati Taptaha Krushanuna Eva Ayam. So anytime if anything is burnt because of the fire, if our body is burnt, so then what is the medicine for that? So once again, you have to burn that wound. That means burning, not like burning so heavily, but appropriately. If you burn it, then what will happen? That wound will be healed very quickly. So that is a philosophy. In the same way, so towards whom so offense is happened, and him, going to him, and so nipatya. So it means tat padagre eva nipatya, just to fall down on their lotus feet. Tat padagre eva nipatya, fell down. So one should fall down. One should fall down at their feet. Prasadayami, that means please give your mercy. Prasadayami. So please give your mercy, like that. Vishinna chetasa, that means with 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 that repenting heart. Vishinna chetasa pranati stuti sammanadivihi. That means one has to glorify him. One has to pay obeisances. One has to give respect. That person, the offender, has to give respect. So tasya upashamaha karyaha. So like this, that offense is uh, is is uh, is nullified in that way. So after offense, so one has to go to that. So whomever they offended, and fell at their lotus feet and beg the mercy, and with the repenting heart, so one has to so pay obeisances, ask the glorify them, and also give the due respect for them, nice respect, in that way, so that offense is healed, or other way that offense is eradicated. So this is Ram Charan Prabhu.
So Prabhuji, like here it's mentioned that like we first of all, those offenses like especially ninda, like nowadays, like there are various platforms, various ways a person can do it. It's not like like uh,
Yeah,
if you are basically criticizing someone in front of someone,
yeah,
that's one way. But sometimes we are talking in a third party, like where things are basically like maybe we might be saying, okay, like the process should be like this or something like that, and giving certain examples and all. So will that also consider as an offense? And also, like if that kind of offense happen where the person, like if somebody is criticizing or saying something bad about that person is not even there. So in that way, like how do basically person can repent, like how that
definitely
person.
that is also offense, Rahul. If we speak third person negatively without any concern, only just to blaspheme, so then that is offense. If we have concern and if we are speaking for about him, so concern means to help them. That means sometimes we'll be speaking about this, some devotee may come in some situation just for the sake of not for the offending or not in that mood, only just we may be quoting, and so that just for the sake of educating, or just for the sake of, yeah, these people are otherwise just for his benefit, that person's benefit, we might be so giving those um, so describing his qualities, and to help them only, actually. That should be that, actually. Ultimately, there should not be any kind of the disrespecting should not happen. Disrespecting of that person. That person may present in that scene or may not present in the scene. So we should not disrespect. That means disrespecting not only just in front of him, even you should not disrespect him in front of any others.
So most of the time, Prabhu, what happens is like every devotee thinks that like, like other devotee should be a pure devotee. Why is behaving like this? Like sometimes some devotee
That will
does,
come from. That will come now.
because that's the way people make offense. Like he was saying, oh, I was not expecting from this. He's doing partiality. He's doing wrong. He should not be doing on this position. He's on this position. Why is doing this thing? He should do this. He should do that. So people does that. Those kind of thinking that, well, he should be a devotee. He's a Vaishnava. Why is doing that? Like I think he's a senior. He should not do this. So those kind of things come into a category of ninda. This is become a common practice nowadays because people expect they have a lot of expectation, but like we don't know where.
Yes. Yeah, that is coming. Kadachit kasyachana kairapi dushprasadaniyatve bahudinamapi tanmanobir rochinyanuvrittihi karya kadachit kasyachana kairapi dushprasadaniyatve. In some time, by someone, and some devotees are not pleased. That means X person committed offense towards the Y person. X person committed offense towards the Y person, and this X person is not able to please him. That means he fell down on his lotus feet, and he begged forgiveness, and he glorified. He gave the respect, but still that Y devotee is not happy. Actually, is not pleased. Actually, then what we should do? So he is not pleased. May happen also. Then bahudinamapi tanmanobirochinyanuvrittihi karya. Then many days. Then what this X has to do? X devotee. So X devotee has to do so many, that means activities which are going to please that Y devotee who got offended. So he has to do those. Aparadasya ati mahatvat katanchit taya api anivartakopatve dig mama akshina bhakta paradham nirayakotishu patantam iti nirvidya sarvam parityajya samashayaniya nama sankirtana santatihi tayacha महाशक्ति मत्या अवश्यमे काले तथा स्यादेव उद्धारः. So that devotee is not so now that devotee is not pleased, and even by those good, that means even those activities, that means he'll be performing so many pleasing activities towards that Y devotee, but still then what? That X person, what he has to do towards that Y devotee? What he has to do? Even if he did so many days, he did so which are very pleasing to that Y devotee, but still he is not happy actually, and he is not pleased. by this X person, then what he should do? Chitta anuvritti karya. Then aparadasya ati mahatvat. Then X has to understand that, oh my God, I committed such a strong offense and such a big offense. And ati mahatvat katanchit taya api anivartaka kopatve. That means, and because of this only, maybe because of my serious offense only, and this devotee got offended and he became so anger, and he is not able to, so he is not really satisfied because of even my these activities, my forgiveness and by my activities, so he is not pleased. So then what should I do? And dik means my God. So mama mam akshina bhakta paradham. So I am really, so I am not able to so eradicate my offense. And niraya kotishu patantam. So I should be sent to the hell millions of the times. And in this way, so iti nirvidya. That means he in this way he is expressing inside his feelings. Nirvidya sarvam parityajya. Then he has to leave everything, leave all the post position and everything, and all the everything he should leave. And sarvam parityajya, leave everything. Samashayaniya nama sankirtana santatihi. Then he has to so take the shelter of so sankirtan. So that means full shelter of the sankirtan. Samashayaniya nama sankirtana. And santatihi, sankirtana santati. That means continuously with the full repenting and with the full of this so repentance. So he has to so do the kirtan. Tayacha mahashakti matya. Then by that, that means that kind of repentance and with that great, that means powerful, that kirtan, avashyameva kale tatah syadeva uddaraha. Then he will be, definitely this devotee will be, this person, this ex-person who committed offense, will be uplifted from that offense. Kim me muhu muhureva pada patanadibihi swapakarsha svikarena. And this devotee, this ex-devotee should not think that, Are, what is the use? He should not think like this. What is use? I am falling down on his feet again and again, but he is not so forgiving me. So what is the use of this? So on falling on the feet of this devotee. So forget it. So I will be taking the shelter of this holy name. And because holy name is going to purify, that means nama paradam will be, that means offense towards the holy name will be eradicated by the chanting the holy name. So that's why holy name anyway it will destroy the offense. I am taking the shelter of the holy name. So what is this use of falling on his lotus feet? He is not hearing, and I did so many times, and he is not happy with this. So what can I do? Even I am making myself as low, but still he is not happy. So that is what should we do? So I am taking the shelter of, anyway, I can reduce my sin, so this offense, by taking the shelter of holy name. So with that mood, if he goes, then ityasya paramopaya saeva samashi iti bhavanayam purvade punarapi nama aparadaha. Then it is once again doing his offense towards the holy name. Understood? Many times it happens actually. So that Vaishnava we try to, so what is seen actually? We try to, offense happen, and that Vaishnava, even after begging, he is not happy. Even after doing so many activities, which are generally so pleases him. So even you did in front of him those, but still he is not happy. Then after that, then dik, that means I am such a offender, and I am really, I should be sent to the millions of the times to the hell. With that mood he is taking. the shelter of the Sankirtan. And he is, and with the fully, that means Santataya, means with continuously, he is taking the shelter and leaving everything. Because taking this as high priority and leaving everything and going and doing the, that means bhajan, continuous Sankirtan. So there you should not, one should not think that hey, I am falling so many times on his feet, he is not happy. So what should I do? Anyway, so my offenses will be eradicated by the holy name. That's what is, yeah. So no problem. So let him go. let him be there like that. Then he is doing the once again Nama Aparad. So see how powerful, my God, I am the such a, I committed so many offenses. Really, what will happen to, I'm really scared actually.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Dandatna.
Bro.
Prabhu, some sharing what I feel when situations happen like that. Oh, so much offenses I've committed. I feel like I have no hope. Some of the verses gives so much confidence that how much the Lord is so merciful. When we declare our inability to perform the devotional service, the standard that is required, but we are not capable of doing that. But we take complete Sharanagati like Vibhishna, Sakradeva Prapannaya Tavasmi iti chayachate, Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo Mama, he says. That means once you say, Rama, I am yours, I am not at all capable to serving you, but still I am yours. Please consider me. If you have that sincere prayers, so the Lord will empower and he will not let his devotee down. I feel like we do all this because of anarthas or ignorance or ahankar, but Lord understands this, but still is merciful. He's not giving up his children.
Yeah, but this devotee should have all the time. So repenting only. He should not feel I am in the safe zone now. Anyway, Lord will take care. So then it is once again offense towards the holy name. So
correct. But
he
instead of
always
saying
in the like a blade of grass, actually, Trunada piece.
yes.
That should not be for a time being a feeling actually. So that should be there all the time, and so he should be all the time. So I'm the offender, and I'm what kind of, so I don't have any qualifications. So that is the naturally one should have the
yes.
this position should be the eternal position, eternal feeling.
Correct. And our intention also transform. Instead of Lord is there taking care of me, instead of that, it will change like Lord, I don't have a qualification, I don't have ability to perform. So you are my only shelter. Please help me. That will transform.
Yeah, here the main point is this Namapara. So he tried, this devotee tried, this person tried to please that that devotee whomever he offended, and but maybe that's such a serious offense he might have done, and because of that, because he is a Vaishnava and he is not pleased, means definitely this person might have done the great offense, and he should not think that the opposite person anyway he is not forgiving me. What is this? That is how much I should try. So that is like a harshness actually, harshness in the heart.
Correct.
And really practice it is very difficult. Of course, I can say it's not an ordinary thing. It's a very extraordinary and exalted, until and unless one identifies himself as the lesser than the blade of grass, whatever Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. So until unless if that never comes in the heart, it's not possible actually. It's
True.
a very, very highly exalted position. This whatever he's writing here. So discussion is very easy, but the practice really a lot of the humility, and so one should become humble.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
So next, we'll be going to the here. These are all these general, in brief, all the offenses are explained here in Hindi that many our devotees, all of you know. So that's why I'm not touching those much. Just I'm taking and further going forward. So next after that, so Nacha, yes, Ramcharan Prabhu, so your point is coming now. Nacha krupalu krutadrohi stitikshu sarvadehinam ityadi sampurna dharmakaha eva santaha tesham eva ninda aparada iti vachyam. So full sloka if we want to see, then we can go to the Piyusha. So what is it saying? This is from the 11th canto, 11th chapter, 29th. I'll show my screen, sorry. So Mahasya Prabhu, you have any question from previous section or something?
Maybe Prabhuji, you explain this, probably it will be answered. Otherwise, I'll lower my hand.
Yeah, okay, Prabhu. So here, we are hearing from the 11th canto, 11th chapter. So Krupalur Akruta Droha Titikshu Sarva Dehinam Satyasarona Vadyatma Samas Sarvopakarakaha Kamair Ahata Dhir Danto Mrudu Shuchira Kinchanaha Aniho Mitabhukshanta Stiro Macharano Munihi Apramatto Gabhiratma Drutiman Jitashadgunaha Amani Manadaha Amani Manada Kalpo Maitra Karunika Kavihi. So these are the various qualities Krishna is saying actually to Uddhava. So in these qualities, actually, one might be thinking that these qualities, these actually you can see in even the our Bhaktivedanta purports, BBT purports. So there, 11th canto. So there are the various qualities. Ityadi sampurna dharmakaha eva santaha teshameva ninda parada iti vacham. That means we should not say that, nacha vacham. That means we should not say that the person, whoever is having all these qualities, he is only the santaha. That means he is only the devotee. And teshameva ninda aparadha. If we offend them, then that is, and if you blaspheme them, then that is only the offense. And sarvachara vivarjitaha shatadiyaha vratyaha jagadvanchakaha iti. So, and this, that means we should not offend devotees means immediately. Some people may say that who is devotee? A devotee means he should have, like in the Bhagavatam it is said, in the 11th canto, 11th chapter, Krishna is saying, so really one who is having those qualities, he is a devotee actually. And anyway, so this person is not having those qualities, then how can I say that he is a devotee? So then I can offend him, no problem. So if we want, that means this first offense, that means not blaspheming the Vaishnavas. So this is only applicable to the Vaishnavas who have all the qualities. Sampurna dharmaka. And so otherwise, it will not be offense. Like that, one may think, but that is wrong actually. One may think that is wrong. That means even sarvachara vivarjita. That means one who left all the good practices. Shatadhiyaha. That means who are not intelligent enough. Vratya jagat vanchakaha. Who cheat the whole society. So, iti tat prakaranavartina vachanena tadrusha charitanamapi bhagavantam bhajitam kaimutyika nyayena satshabda vachyattvena suchitatvat. In the same prakarana, in the 11th canto, 11th chapter, so Krishna is saying, if one person, the person who cheats the whole universe, entire society, who doesn't have the proper conduct actually, he left out all the good practices. And even that kind of, if you want a full sloka, you can see from that 11th canto only, 11th chapter, it is given there. Sarvacharya varjidaha shatadiyaha vatyaha jagat vanchakaha. So someone can read also, if translation, if they read, it is good. Sadachar varjit shatabuddhi patit vanchak damba ahankar yukta.
Prabhuji, shloka number, Prabhuji, 11.
The sloka number is 11.
29, Prabhuji.
29. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Not 29, Mataji. It's after that actually. 29 is the previous one. This is this is from the Padma Purana.
29 to 31.
This Sarvacharya Varjitaha Shatadiya.
Yes, Prabhuji. These are from 3 slokas. 11, 11, 29 to 31. Lord to Uddhava.
No, Mata, that is a good qualities actually. That is.
Sarvachara vivarjitaha satadiyo that one, Prabhuji.
Vratya Jagadvanchakaha. It is from where? It is from Padma Purana. Na?
Yes, Prabhuji.
These are all from the Padma Purana. It is said Padma Purana, that's the offenses. So there may 10 offenses where it would be discussed. There, these are also discussed. That means one may get doubt. That means who is Vaishnava? Whom we should not disrespect. So whom we should not offend. One may get that doubt. In that context, it is said that the even person is having all these bad qualities, still he is considered as, and if he does the bhakti, yecha anye, so dhanadhara putra nirataha sarva dharmaha tepihi govinda padara vinda sharanaha muktaha bhavanti dvija. So that means, so whoever is, if they are taking the shelter of, even if they are having the fully bad conduct, who left out all the good practices, and they are fallen, they are cheaters, and they are having pride, they are also full of, they are drunkards, and they are doing this in the violence and unrighteous activities. And even this kind of people, if they take the shelter of the Govinda, so those getting the success, and those considered as a sadhu. That means, and also it is said in the Bhagavad Gita, Apiche Suduracharo, Bhajate Mam Ananya Bhagavad. Sadhuri. Sadhurya Samantavya, Samyak Vyavasito hi saha. Even one is Durachari, Sudurachari, and he is also considered as sadhu. So from this, what we are understanding, that devotee is not necessarily should have these qualities, all the good qualities in full extent. Then only you can consider as sadhu. No. What is the qualification to call a sadhu? Ananya bhak. To call someone as sadhu, how much good qualities or how much bad qualities he is having is not a matter actually. To call a sadhu what? Whoever is worshipping, Ananya Bhak means Ananya Bhakti. What is the meaning of Ananya Bhakti? Can anyone say? Ananya Bhakti, Nishkinchana Bhakti, yes, Ram Charan Prabhu.
True, like I had a question actually, but like this Anya Bhilashita Shunyam, like that we are saying Ananya Bhakti.
We studied from Bhakti Sandarbha also. or
Taking
otherwise
shelter
Bhakti
only
Rasamrita Sindhu.
devotional service. Means
Yes, Ananta.
doing only pure bhakti, not taking shelter of any other path. Fully
Ananya Bhakti,
dependent
how
on-
we categorize, how we define. So,
Uh.
Ananya, that means not worshipping others than Krishna. And
not
also
other
what?
prophets also.
Not,
covered
not,
with Gnana and Gnana Karma.
no. And what I said, not expecting anything from the Lord. From the Bhakti Sandarbha, how we, Ananya or Aikantiki. Aikantiki means only pleasing the Lord and not desiring anything and worshipping only Krishna. So this is Ananya Bhakti actually. That means worshipping only Lord means already Gnana Karma Janavrutam ho gaya already. It's already done. Worshipping only Krishna means not taking the karma and gnana, that is already coming there. And also I can't, that means not desiring anything from the Lord. So
Kevala,
that means without an expectation.
what
is
will be the
obvious.
difference between Kevala Bhakti and Ananya Bhakti, Prabhuji, or both are same?
Kevala Bhakti is also same, Prabhu. Kevala Bhakti, Ananya Bhakti, Akinchana Bhakti, Aikantiki Bhakti are all synonyms.
Okay.
Yeah. So, or otherwise, Uttama Bhakti. Anya Vilasha Sunyam Gnana Karma Dhyana also can fit here.
Okay.
Yeah. How it is? So, we can see Ananya Bhakti means na Anya. That means not worshipping others. Not worshipping others means only worshipping Krishna. Worshipping only Krishna means not taking the shelter of even karma and gnana also. If you take karma and gnana, you will be worshipping some others other than the Krishna. They may be Brahman or maybe some other demigods, those. So that's why, so Ananya Bhakti, if you say only worshipping Krishna, so it is already, so coming the quality of gnana karma dhyanavratam, or is nothing but gnana karma the sunyam only should take actually best. Gnana karma the sunyam. So, or other, yeah. This is also called as Nirguna Bhakti also. One more point actually. Nirguna Bhakti also you can call this. So then, what is that? Without expectation. That means Anya Bilashta Sunya. Only pleasing Krishna. Not any other expectations. Like a servant and master relation. How servant without expectation anything. With a good servant. Like Prahlad Maharaj explains in the 7th canto, 10th chapter. So a good servant never expect anything. And he selflessly serve the master. And master also, he never expect any, that means controlship or any kind of the master also never expect any kind of the, that means swamitvam. That means I am the controller. That kind of feeling he never keep. So this kind of relation, a ideal servant and master. So the same way, like ideal servant, so one without any expectation, he will be serving the Lord. So that is known as Ananya Bhakti, or also is satisfying the conditions of the Uttama Bhakti. So it is also known as Uttama Bhakti. So when anyone is doing, of course, his heart he is having so much contamination, and because of the that means uneradicated, or otherwise because of the not destroyed, the still those that klesha agni is not happened completely. The kleshas are not burnt out, and because of the remnants or the presence of those kleshas, he might be so behaving very badly, but he can do Ananya Bhakti. Then you should call him as sadhu. Yes, someone who is having the kleshas in the heart, can he do sadhana, Suddha Bhakti or not? Yes. Even a sinful person can do Shuddha Bhakti. Shuddha Bhakti means what? Practicing. So that means activities are some kind of the mental or physical or otherwise speech. Manovakaya. So activities for the sake of Krishna without desiring any material things. And without desiring any material things. And next, Jnana Karma Janavrutam. So not making karma or the jnana as the supporters of the bhakti. Then he is doing the Ananya Bhakti. And that person is considered as sadhu only. We always confuse actually. We think that the Suddha Bhakti will be done by only the Suddha Bhaktas. Suddha Bhakti can be done by even a Asuddha. That means Asuddha. That means still his heart is not clean. He also does Suddha Bhakti. Yes or no? We are doing or not Suddha Bhakti? In our life, we are doing Suddha Bhakti. You are chanting 2 or 16 rounds. So purely for the pleasing Krishna. Without any motivation, without mixing any karma or jnana. That means you are not at all thinking also. So my Sandhya Vandan or my this renouncement, I renounce this. So because of this only I am able to chant. Like that you are not linking. Bhakti is independent. Bhakti is self-sufficient, pure. So that's why this bhakti doesn't need any other help. And it can be, itself is Swayam Prakasha, self-effulgent. So this can be done and it can be so independent. So with that mood only we are doing. So that's why it's Jnana Karma Dhyanavrutam. So, and Anukulya and Krishna, for the sake of Krishna only you are doing this. This is chanting, that means vibrating the tongue and hearing. So that's why it is Shuddha Bhakti. If you don't take the pure medicine, then how your disease will be purified? Of course, our heart is not purified. But we are doing the Suddha Bhakti to purify that heart. So that's why we should do the Suddha Sadhana Bhakti. Uttama Sadhana Bhakti. Then heart is purified. Then heart will be purified. So that's why since heart is not purified, still you are doing the Suddha Bhakti. So you might be, though because of the unpurified heart, maybe some bad conduct may come out. Then what do you say about that? By seeing that, can you call him as asadhu, non-devotee, or not qualified? And can you blaspheme him? You cannot. Sadhu ninda means even blaspheming that kind of devotees also is offense. Okay, any questions? Yeah, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, this shloka in the Padma Purana, it is for the glorification of the holy name. That means even a person who is sarvachara varjita, I mean, who is completely devoid of all the good auspiciousness, even though he once utters the holy name, he will be purified. So that is actually a shloka which is glorifying the holy name. How can we understand Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura here stating that for sadhu? How?
Yeah, bro. Very good. So here that's why he said Tat Prakarana Vartina Vachanena Tadrusha Charita Namapi Bhagavantam Bhajitam Kaimuttikanyayena Satshabda Vachyatven Suchitatvat. Tat Prakarana Vartina means in the Padma Purana, wherever we are studying these 10 offenses, in that same Prakarana, so this sentence is there. What is that sentence? Sarvachara Varivarjitaha Shatadiyo. And this sentence is there in that same. So that's why even that kind of persons get purified. So even those people are getting purified if they are worshipping the Lord. And then what to speak of if someone is also having the good qualities? So they are definitely considered as sadhus only. What it means, Prabhu? Okay. So if someone is having this kind of bad qualities, so they are purified by worshipping the Lord. So that means they are also devotees. They are also devotees. And then what to speak of others? So who are having some good qualities? Definitely, if they are worshipping the Lord, they are also called as sadhus only. That's the point.
Okay, comparing that, this devotee is not so exalted as to be considered as Vaishnava.
Then what to someone is having good qualities?
Yeah, so that devotee who is already chanting the holy name, as per the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura, he was already purified. He has to be considered as sadhu. So we should not be considered that whether the quality of the Vaishnava. So okay.
Yeah. So that means, see, Klesha Agni will happen gradually. So as the we Anardhana Vurti, Nishta, Ruchi, like, so diagram also we have. So like you see, I can show you. This is a diagram actually. So where this Kleshagni, that means it will be purified at the stage of Asakti completely. That means all the Kleshas, Asakti stage, Atyantiki, complete eradication. Till that means in the Bhajankiya, Nishtha, Ruchi, in all the stages, something will be there. And Aparadas will be purified at the Prema stage.
Is there in English, Prabhuji?
It is stable in Hindi. I don't have English.
Okay,
Sorry.
okay.
Yeah. So this Purna, that means here Prema. You know, Prabhu, in this Devanagari Lipi, can you read? No? Devanagari Lipi is difficult. Okay. So yeah. So point is what I want to say, even at the stage of that means gradually, these kleshas are removed gradually. That is the main point. So that's why if someone started the Suddha Bhakti, started doing the Suddha Bhakti, Uttama Bhakti, so it doesn't mean that he should be a pure, that means he is having the pure, clean heart. You cannot expect that. Clean heart is not necessary actually for doing the Suddha Bhakti. Suddha Bhakti means it should satisfy the given conditions. Anyabhilasa sunyam, gnana karma dhyanavrutam, anukulyana krishna anuselam. That's all. That means anuselam means doing some activities or having some kind of bhava, so towards the Krishna in favor, and that is not for the other reasons. It should be only for the satisfying the Krishna, and it is free from the karma and gnana. That's all. That anyone can do. Anyone can do means even whose heart is not clean, he can also do this. Then if he is doing that, but still heart is not clean because it gradually happens, cleaning. So he is known as Siddha Bhakta. He is known as Santaha, Sadhu. And offending him is also is aparadha. Yeah. So then point comes, Prabhu apiche suduracharo. That means he is doing the bhakti and also having some kind of bad conduct, durachara. It's possible actually. So now here one point comes actually. Prabhu, how can you say? So that means one is doing bhakti and also having the bad conduct. How it is? How to understand this? Then it is said that these apiche suracharo is applicable to those people who didn't get the shraddha, who didn't get the swabhaviki shraddha, who didn't get the swabhaviki shraddha. What is the meaning of swabhaviki shraddha? Anyone remember this word?
Ragavakti, Baladotita.
Swabhaviki shraddha.
When you're what do you call those asambhavanas and viparita bhavanas are removed after come in contact with a sadhu by talking to him, then the shraddha that you get, that is called swabhaviki shraddha.
Yeah. After studying this, after hearing the scriptures from the sadhus, and after that meditating on that mananam, shravanam and mananam. So after doing these two activities, so our asambhavana and viparita bhavanas, so if they both are eradicated or finished, then after that, whatever the faith we develop, that means That means asambhavana means sadhus, they will be establishing Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that is the thing they only, that only they say to us. Shravanam means that only we hear from the sadhus. So after hearing that, whatever asambhavana means, not accepting that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, we heard, and we are not accepting that, then it is asambhavana. That is also eradicated when we contemplate and when we meditate on that, when we do manana. And also viparita bhavanas means, oh, Krishna is not Supreme Personality of God. It might be we have so another conception that maybe some Big Bang theory or something is the cause for the creation. So those viparita bhavanas, those are also finished. So after finishing of all these asambhavana and viparita bhavanas, so one will be developing the faith, properly faith. Then that is known as swabhaviki shraddha. And one more shraddha we discussed, that is what? So loka parampara jata shraddha. What it means? So Radharani Mataji, tell me.
Following their once the Prabhuji, can I tell in Telugu?
Telugu. Why? Telugu only one devotee is there. Our Gopijan, Prabhu and you and me. Only three will understand.
I also understand Prabhuji Telugu.
You are also from Telugu?
Oh, I can
Yes,
also
Prabhuji.
understand. Let them tell in Telugu.
Oh, you are also from Telugu. And
No, I
another
can
priest
understand.
Mahavadanya Prabhu also Telugu. Oh, cha. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Prabhuji, we are all our iron pieces, Prabhuji, getting attracted to you.
Archana Bhaktiman, you are also from Andhra Pradesh?
Yes, Prabhuji. I'm also from Andhra Pradesh.
Acha.
We can do a Telugu mādhurya kādambinī.
That's what I am afraid of, Prabhuji. It should not be converted into a Telugu class now. So many devotees.
Prabhu, we hear in Telugu, but we can translate in English or in. No problem.
Okay, Mother, you want to tell? Okay, no, I can explain. Okay, no problem. So, Loka Parampara Jata Shraddha means, so because of the traditions, we get the faith. So, for example, so our ancestors are doing some kind of devotional practices and accepting those without properly, that means deliberating on that. And that means Swabhaviki Shraddha means proper deliberation we did based upon Shastras, injunctions of the Shastras. So then that is Swabhaviki, but forcefully it is given. That means my father is doing and that's why I'm doing. So it is a forced, actually forced thing on us. Then it is known as Loka Parampara Jata Shraddha. And Apiche Suduracharo Bhajate Mam Ananya Bha. This sloka actually is related to whom? This is related to the who is going to do. That means he's Durachari and also doing the Ananya Bhakti. So that means what kind of Shraddha that person is having. So what kind of Shraddha is having on the Lord? He is having the Shraddha which is coming from the Loka Parampara. That means which is Loka Parampara Jata Shraddha, not the Swabhaviki Shraddha. Because if someone is having the Swabhaviki Shraddha, so that means he already went undergone the scriptures, and scriptures are clearly saying that so one should not do the bad activities. So that means he understood the injunctions of the Shastra clearly, and such a devotee, that means who got the Swabhaviki Shraddha, generally he cannot be a Sudurachari. So Sudurachari, who will be, that means abominable activities, doing the abominable activities. So who doesn't know properly Shastra, that means so mating with the guru's wife and killing the people, these are all the really Durachara actually. So that kind of activities will be doing actually. So who doesn't have the proper understanding of the scriptures or about the good conduct, who doesn't know, and but who got this Shraddha because of the from the parampara, Loka Parampara, because of the some other traditions or something. So because his mama, his brother, or someone is doing the devotion, that's why he's doing. So in that case, so yeah, that is, they may do the, so because they don't know the full full role and full thing of the Shastras. So that's why in that case, so full injunctions, all the injunctions of Shastras, they may do the bad activities, abominable activities. So that is the point actually we should understand here. So that's why in our devotees case, we might be seeing this some kind of, that means so very rarely actually bad conduct, but otherwise they will be having some material desires which are just in the realm of the scriptures. So that is fine. So that is fine means that means parityagi anishvara. He is not able to, because since those complete purification of heart didn't happen, so that's why, because of that impurity of the heart, maybe there is so some kind of attraction towards the material desire things, and he might be so being that means he's earning money and he can have simple life, but he's trying to have a lavish life, and that kind of things may happen. So that is according to Shastra. He is not Durachari means who is doing the abominable activities, but it is so enjoying his money. So it is under the injunctions of the Shastra only. But he is doing instead of living the simple life, he is living the lavish life. So that is also, that kind of material desire comes under that means properly, it is not an improper desire actually, but it is material desire. Being a devotee, he should not have that also. But it is not abominable activity. So that's why, so the person who develops Shraddha, Swabhaviki Shraddha, so those are very rare actually, very rare in their case to see any bad conduct which is condemned by Shastras. But here in this case, Apije Sudurachara, so about whom Krishna is telling, that means he's doing the Ananya Bhakti and also so doing the bad activities, that is for the devotees who developed the Shraddha, so due to Loka Parampara. So that is the point we should understand here. Yeah, Mahasya Prabhu.
Prabhuji, I have some three, four
Yeah.
questions, Prabhu.
Yeah.
So, Prabhuji, first is, like you say that if somebody is concerned about somebody and blaspheme him or criticize him, so basically then comes two category. What we heard in ISKCON is like if somebody is an authority of someone, and if he, because if he's an authority, say counselor or Shiksha Guru, and if he corrects somebody, then like that kind of blasphemy or correction is not a Vaishnava aparadh.
Yeah.
Correct, no, Prabhuji? So
Yes.
that is a clear-cut case. But
Yes.
somebody is not an authority, and here
Yes.
comes a lot many people, like Ramcharan Prabhu was saying, that I am not authority of somebody, but in general, I am also concerned that, oh, this devotee, because they are not doing these things, so they will not progress like that, or I criticize management.
Yes,
I'm also thinking about the concern about ISKCON in general. So then,
Yes,
although we are concerned, but it will come under offense, correct? And how and why?
Yeah, in that case, if one sees some faults in the person, and out of concern, what he can do maximum, he can express to his concerns to his authority. So
not to
then
other
that is a constructive thing, no? Actually, it is not a destructive thing, and there is no ninda at all actually. So whatever observation you had, so but it should not be political actually. You should not gain anything because of this. We should not have the self-motivation. That means it should be purely for the benefit of that person. Then it will be good. And then it is known as concern. Concern, it doesn't mixed with the personal benefit. Then it is a political actually. It's not concern actually. It should be pure concern.
So, Prabhuji, you said that if we go to the authority for this kind of concern, then it is not an offense. But sometimes we don't, we may not be able to go. But among us, if we are discussing,
then it is wrong.
Then it is wrong. Among us also, we should not discuss.
Yes. Then it will create the disturbance actually. If you sometimes if you run any society, then if someone is internally, even in the class also, I saw actually here in my so devotees, if they started, that means if something teacher is also not teaching nicely, and about the teacher, so he have some opinion, better to directly go to the right person, concerned person, and express that, and don't discuss among yourself. Then that is, so it will become political, and it will also hamper the system. System also cannot move smoothly, and it's very dangerous actually. Even in the material world also, it is not accepted actually. Even in the corporate world, so if you see, when you work in the corporate, so they never ask you to discuss among yourself about anything actually. If you have any problem with anyone, so you should give that immediately to the respective authorities only. Don't discuss with anyone. This is the corporate standard business conduct actually, as we see. So this will be seen culture actually. The
For
same thing.
example, sometimes the very general thing. Say, for example, I will come to a very practical example I'll give. Say, for example, there is a discussion going between, say myself and I'm discussing with some of the senior. And generally, ISKCON conduct we are talking about that. Say, for example, say Shastras are not promoted that much and things like that. So then this is a general talk. But this also will come because here also we are talking about some people, no? Project like management, we are talking or like that.
No, we have the society as in a bigger society, we have concern and you should have a really concern. So that's the problem actually. Here now, recently I was having fully thought on this. Many times nowadays I am hearing, so these ISKCON people are like this, these ISKCON people are like this. I'm hearing. So who is that ISKCON people actually? Who are those ISKCON people?
We are criticizing ourselves.
Actually, I'm surprised actually, and many times these ISKCON people are like this only. We cannot trust them, and we don't know when they will kick it out, and they will kick them. So who are those then? Those ISKCON people, who are those? So whom that persons, and slowly, what is happening, and we are seeing the like in the kingdom, if some people they speak against to the country, even in our, if you see our duties actually, fundamental duties, if you cannot speak against the constitution actually. If you come to know you are speaking against the constitution, by anyone come to know, immediately that person will put in the jail actually. And if anyone speak against to the constitution of ISKCON, and that means what? So he's staying in that same country and he's speaking against to the constitution of that country, against. So then immediately he's put in the jail, and because that is a very dangerous, and that will be that's like a what is that disease? That's a skin disease. It can spread like anything, and after that it will finish like it's wildfire. It will just destroy the whole the country actually will be. That is very powerful actually, and country will be divided into many ways, and we cannot unite country actually. So that's why very tactfully they kept in the fundamental duties of of Indian citizen. And the same way, so ISKCON constitution we have, and we have any constitutional problems. Even in our constitution we have many problems, many problems, and but nobody can put a finger on the constitution, Indian constitution. Hey, this is a fault in the constitution. You cannot, but you can. So you have procedure actually. What is that procedure? So you should apply in the so-and-so assembly, and you should take the majority of the votes, and then after that everyone is accepting, then it will be. So you can express to your leader, whoever is the assembly member or the parliament member, you go to the parliament member and express this thing, and he will be also discussing with his co-members, and then after the finally it will be passed as a bill, and then voting will be done. Then it is okay. Then you can change the constitution, but you cannot speak directly anything about the constitution. And of course, you observe the mistakes in that. So that's why that's against that means integrity of the society, and our country will be lost actually, and it's very difficult to handle the country. In the same way in ISKCON also, if we don't maintain that integrity, and if we don't maintain that that strictness, then it's very soon actually our society will be dismantled like anything, and it's very dangerous. It will just wipe off the society.
Prabhuji, but again, it is politics and management, no, nothing to do with bhakti.
Yeah.
See, when Lord Ram was there, Adobe is insignificant fellow.
Yeah.
He criticized the Lord Ram.
Yes.
And Lord Ram need not give importance for his words. He would have rejected it.
Yes.
And his minister, Sumanta, I forgot his name. So Sumanta is trying to say that the Lord, that was insignificant.
Yes.
And the Lord instruct him, if you're really having a what you call respect and faith on me, you tell the truth. He forced. Then he says.
Yeah.
And he sent his wife to the forest.
Yes.
So when such a management, when such a rulers are there, yes, what you are saying, the assembly has to pass everything, that protocol that we can follow.
Yes, yes.
That protocol which is existing or prevailing in the world is totally corrupted, and our system, our acharyas, they have guided and explained and gave the foundation. If you are with this,
Yeah.
you will not lead to what you call spiritual life. And that was the first eye-opening for Srila Prabhupada when he met his Guru Maharaj.
Yeah.
Prabhupada was in the Gandhian movement. He said, we have to work for the freedom.
Yeah.
But the Guru Maharaj gave the higher principle. Yes, freedom is important, but not this temporary freedom, that permanent freedom.
Yes.
So similarly, this constitutions, etc., the material management and politics, Niti Shastra, how much it is corrupted in today's practicality. As Bhagavatam says, in Kali Yuga, every leader is a thief. They're openly seeing, they're sucking the blood of citizens as a tax. They're practically seeing now. In every country, almost more than 30%. Say a person is working for 40 years, almost 15 years, he has to die like a slave for that government. But this is constitution, we cannot open this because it's talking against the government, it's punishable. There is no niti, there is no dharma, there is no nyaya.
No, Prabhu, actually, we are not telling that constitution is right or wrong. So just to explain any society, even that
I agree, but if the constitution is wrong, what is the point discussing and taking the dharma from there? The context, actually, in the poison, what kind of amrita we want to take it out? That's the point.
Prabhu, actually, we can use even a fire, smoke, or any object for the example, actually. So example you can take from anywhere, actually. Even from the mud also we can take the example. Even some honey bee also we can take example. So it's just the system, how the people, so here examples are anything. Even the Prahlad Maharaj says that the attraction between boy and girl. So whatever the attraction they are having, the same attraction I should have towards you, my dear Lord, he says. You cannot say that there is some material attraction is there, you cannot take that example. That is not the science of the taking examples. Okay. So here I'm just saying the example, actually. The way if you go on, even systems also will not stay back. So because of the blaspheming each other, so that is happening, then systems also, if someone is internally speaks about the system and among the people, and without concerningly raising the point to the respective authorities, keep on speaking internally, what will happen? That is example I'm giving.
Yeah,
so even system will not sustain.
Yes. There is no purpose, but simply blaspheming. That should not be the case, correct?
Yeah.
I got it. Thank you.
So here, so that's why definitely blaspheming devotee will happen. And just the point came here, the many times we whole and soul, that's Prabhuji asked, that means whole and soul addressing the ISKCON, and we are speaking. So that is a caution, actually. I'm giving a caution that here. So if you take the whole and soul society addressing and these ISKCON people are doing this, that is also very dangerous, actually. So sustenance of the society will not happen, actually, in future. So
and
we should be very.
This is also offense, bro.
Yeah.
Your
so
point is valid.
Maybe we're not identifying the one person, but if you respectively, that means it's a proper consciousness, and you are seeing some problem of the society and working for that and to educate the people. So with that mood, if you say you are not identifying any person, but we all should together become the one, and we should rectify this problem. Without identifying the problem, you cannot give the lesson for that. So that's why, for that sake of the giving the lesson, so you are identifying the problem and you are giving the solution, or you are encouraging or to just as a member of the family you are doing, then that is not the ninda, actually.
So constructively.
Then otherwise, who will identify the problems? Then who will give the lessons to the audience?
So constructively we are doing, then it is not.
Yes.
So again, the intention matters, correct, Prabhuji?
Yes.
Thank you.
Prabhuji, moving further on the same line, say sometime what may happen that this also will be quite common, I guess. Say some senior devotee, somebody who is senior to me, and say he's say he may be blaspheming, he may be criticizing somebody, and the junior person has to hear. Then there are three options are there. Either he can hear, and he can also, that is option number one. He'll just hear, because he's junior, he just cannot run away, because that also becomes actually not practical. It looks very awkward actually. And second is he say yes, yes, like Sahamati. And third is he also gives some supportive arguments in that. So these three, in what category you will keep? Whether it is a first, second, third. Is it an offense, Prabhuji? You got it.
Sorry, first what you said? The
So
three
first,
options.
first the case I am giving, some senior is criticizing somebody with a junior. A senior is talking to a junior, and senior is criticizing somebody.
Somebody,
So,
third person.
Third person. So this junior has to hear. So whether hearing is an offense? Because he can run away, bro. Sometimes I heard.
Why that senior is discussing with junior? That means what it matters. That means is it really concern about, is really connected to that junior or not?
No, third person.
That means how junior is having a role in that. That means why senior is speaking to the junior about the third person? What it matters actually? How he will
maybe while
helpful
discussing
actually, that
something.
junior.
Maybe while discussing something, he gave the example of somebody, or that see I mean, again, these devotees are not doing these things properly. Again, one point now I understood is if he's doing constructively, then it is not an offense. But sometimes it may happen, na Prabhuji, that a senior and junior kind of relationship. Senior also may not be like a Shuddha Bhakta. He also is criticizing. But a junior cannot just run away from there. Suppose if he is having fear of offense, but he cannot run away. Actually,
but senior is out of just uncontrolled way. If he is keep on, that means chapalata. That means some kind of chit chatting or chapalata is there. So out of that he is just sharing. Then junior can say immediately, "This is I don't want to hear." He can say actually. If senior is saying just for his material pleasure or mental pleasure, and junior doesn't nothing to do there and nothing to hear that, then there is no lesson or anything. Like example, if you see in the Bhagavatam, so we are hearing, so Brahmaji is running behind the Vagdevi. And after Vagdevi appearance, so he is running behind her. And so there we are bringing out so many lessons. Sukadeva Goswami, Maitreya was speaking about this. So it's, and Brahmaji is our the Acharya, and so he did like this, and we are discussing there. So, but, and also we are taking out the lessons, why it happened. Acharya also gave the various lessons on this. So, why that means, so Maitreya is discussing in front of us, like, it's not that this is Vaishnava and he did like this, and he didn't actually. So that is there actually, that for the bringing out the lessons, and after that, we will glorify the greatness of the Brahmaji also. Then after that, what happened? So how the bhakti, and he did bhakti. So Krishna says, before doing the bhakti, he behaved like that. Then after did bhakti, so he's purified, and after that we'll be seeing his prayers in the 10th canto, how he is praying, how humbly he is. So that devotion, we are seeing that as example. So
but it is not that easy, Prabhuji. Like say a counselor is talking to counseling and he's criticizing somebody. It is very difficult for counselor to say that, Prabhuji, don't offend. I mean, it's very difficult. Or run away, or close the ear, say Vishnu, 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 and run away. Practically, it is very difficult.
Then it will destroy, no? So that's why now that weakness is there in us. So that's why we are all total going down actually. Senior is also going down, junior is also going down. So society, why purity is going down, this is the reason. Of course, practicality, of course, maybe I and you both are also not practicing, but fact is fact. Fact should be discussed as a fact. So we should not compromise in that actually, in that fact, accepting the fact. So the results will be there. So jitna aata hai utna hi roti banta hai. So how much flour we have, and that much only we will be getting the chapati. So that means how much purity we maintain. So based upon that only our society will be developing. The entire society will be developed like based upon that only. If we are not careful and very much careful about all these details, scrutinizingly, and if we understand and not follow, so then society day by day it will become the filled with the offenses and more and offenses, and without any proper relishment of the bhakti. So it will become more and more, it's a materialistic, like that means people are just seeking the material pleasure only, because a real taste we are not able to get because of those offenses. That means even seniors and juniors, everyone. So then what will happen? So the much more it will like looks like a material society.
And Prabhuji, like if somebody's a devotee and he's trying to exploit other devotees, in that case, the devotee should protect himself, and or he can keep distance, and maybe he has to protect himself. Like what I mean to say, that in that case also, it looks like that second person is offending, because if he's trying to protect himself, or he may say something, somebody is exploiting, some other devotee is exploiting, some ex-devotee is exploiting Y devotee. So
Ex-devotee is exploiting Y devotee, okay.
So Y devotee wanted to protect himself or his family, he may have to say something and all. Whether that will become offense?
No. So he's ex-devotee is offending Y, rather the just exploiting. X is exploiting Y.
Yeah.
X is exploiting Y. And
Y wanted to protect himself.
Y want to protect himself and his family. So then, yeah, definitely.
He says something.
Exploiting Y, then Y has to save himself now. Obvious.
That should not become offense. No? That is a problem. That he may protect himself, but later on he may feel that, oh, I have offended. That kind of दो तरह की विपरीत भावना will like come.
Actually, if we see, then if you follow the real principle, ama anina manadena. So that's very difficult also. But that is the ideal situation. With that only one can chant the holy name.
But this is not manadena. It is like protecting, say physically or something.
Protection, that means someone is physically harming, then so has to save this. One has to save his physical protection, definitely.
Then it should not be offense, I guess.
Yeah, it should not be.
Sorry, please, so many complicated cases I'm putting.
My God, complex question.
And last
make
one.
The law book actually based upon.
Actually, offenses are like that because.
Prabhu, actually, yes. If you see in our just in outside penal code also, the based upon the fundamental rights only, you will be seeing the cases, thousands and thousands of cases, and all that is lawyers, they will be having the big books on each offense, and or each on these whatever then the criminal language offenses. So they are having the so much analyzation and so many study cases, so many things. So that is the whole society. That's liars, they do criminal liars.
Yeah.
So like that, if you go inside, and so many things will come actually, and so many varieties. This is the only thing actually. Bhakti means we should protect from the offenses. If one is able to protect from the offenses, then he can easily progress in bhakti. That's very easy to come. Very quickly one can become. Only the whole science is there here, how to avoid the offenses. So the whole key is there actually. If you see all the stages of the bhakti, they are all categorized based upon the eradication of the offenses only.
Yes. And actually, one last question, probably based on that table only, that if somebody is having offenses, whether he can go beyond anartha nivritti, looks like, because the table, in some cases it was like praya, and some cases it is like purna.
Yeah, praya mane Prabhu actually max almost, and purna means complete. Atyantik means so complete forever.
So my question was, somebody is having still some offenses left, whether he can go beyond anartha nivritti, or he's like stuck there, based on that table.
Anartha nivritti, of course, we are seeing as a one stage, but actually it is not one stage. So it is distributed among all these levels.
Okay.
So that is the point actually, and we'll be discussing that chart. It is coming in our regular study only. Just
Okay.
I showed early only, but it will be coming. So now what I want to say, if you come to our discussion, just let us finish this. And mainly thing is, even one is not having that means all the good qualities, subhada, that means all the good qualities may not manifested in him completely, but still he should be considered as a devotee and sadhu, and he should not be offended. So that is the understanding of this paragraph. What? And also we have discussed today this Shraddha, that means this Suduracharo, Apicha Suduracharo. So this is in whose case these are all not the case who developed this Swabhavik Shraddha, but it is in the case of devotees who developed this Shraddha due to Loka Parampara. And maybe next time onwards we should raise, because I have to finish a bit early. I will try, because too much time also I should not take now, so that's not good for of 10 minutes if you give, I will do this also. Okay, are you all able to 10 minutes extra?
Yes,
No?
yes. From my side.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Ramcharan Prabhu, so please wait, Prabhu. I will take your question later. किंच कश्चिन् महाभागवतत्वात् महा अपराधिन्यपि यद्यपि न कृप्यते तदपि तत्र अपराधवता स्वसिद्ध्यर्थं प्रणत्यादिभिर् अनुवर्तनीयः एव सः. So sometimes we'll be seeing some devotees, that means Mahabhagavatatvat, because they are very, very exalted devotees, and even someone is offending them, Maha Aparadhinyapi, that means, so someone are offending them, so but still they don't get any angry towards them, na krupyati. So tadapi tatra aparadha. Then what this offender should do? Oh, anyway, this Mahabhagavat, he never feel any bad. So that means I can offend? No. Of course, that Vaishnava is not getting any, of course, because he is exalted devotee, he is not feeling any angry or any kind of bad. It doesn't mean that we can do any offense towards him. No, because he may not feel any offense, but who will feel offense? The dust at his lotus feet will feel offense, and that will diminish our bhakti. So that is the point here. Sersham Mahapurusha Padam Shubhihi Nirasta Tejassu Tadeva Sobranam iti satam vakyena tatcharana renunam asahishnutaya tatphala pradatva avagamat. So what will happen? The dust at his lotus feet will feel bad, that means, and got offended, that means, and on behalf of this devotee, that Mahabhagavat, and those will be giving the result for these offenses to this person, offender. So what is the proof for this? Sersham Mahapurusha Padapam Shubhir Nirasta Tejassu Tadeva Sobhana. This is a sloka from fourth canto.
4.4.13.
4.4.13. So can you read, anyone read this translation?
From BBT Prabhuji or from this slide.
BBT. Okay, I'm reading anyway. So Prabhupada's translation. It is not wonderful for a person who have accepted the transient material body as the self to engage always in deriding great souls. Such envy on the part of materialistic persons is very good, because that is the way they fall down. They are diminished by the dust of the feet of great personalities. That means if someone offend the great personality, show enviousness, they will be diminished by the dust of the feet of the great personalities. That's the point actually. The dust of those lotus feet of those devotees will be diminishing.
Prabhuji, these are all our adjectives, or how we can understand the dust of the lotus feet of the devotee, and what exactly it means?
See, Mahapurusha Pada Panshubihi Nirasta Teja. That means, like we see that dust which is touching the body of that pure devotee, that Mahabhagavat, is also pure actually. It is also Chaitanya Padartha. And because of that, this person, this offender will be getting the result of the offense.
Is it an adjective, or it is a literal meaning that the dust will not forgive?
Yeah, it's a forgive. Dust will not forgive. Yeah, dust is also, like you see, devotees.
Dust means here Bhakti Devi, means because by getting devotees dust we get Bhakti.
Yeah, so Chaitanya Padartha means, like you see, anything touched by the devotees, like you see sometimes Vrajaraj actually, because in the Parikrama Marg will be holding their dust on their head. So what it means, even Guru Maharaj, so whatever he remnants actually, so whatever remnants or whatever the dust, so we'll be putting on our head. So what it means? Actually, this means, Prabhu, so what is happening? So whatever is touched by the devotees is also spiritual actually, is pure. And just that means in the Punya Tirtha Nishevana, Shushusho Shaddadhanasya, Vasudeva Kataratis, San Mahasya Vipraya, Punya Tirtha Nishevana. So in that sloka, if you see in that explanation, getting the touch of the devotees means you don't need to touch the devotees directly. Even wherever the place they walked and they touched, if you touch that also, one will become devotee with that. That means that is spiritualized. That dust is also spiritualized. That means it is now Chaitanya Padartha, is pure. And by holding that also one will get the devotion. So, and that's why that Chaitanya Padartha, so that dust is, Chaitanya means Bhakti Maya, that's, yeah. So Ananta is saying yes, because of Bhakti only, that dust is becoming spiritual. And Panshubihi, Pada Panshubihi, that means Mahapurusha Pada Panshubihi. That means by the dust of the feet of the devotees, Mahapurusha. By those, so Sobhanam Nirasta, what is that? Nirasta Tejas. Nirasta Tejaha. Tejahasu. Tadeva Sobhanam. So that means Nirasta Teja. That means Teja will be diminished. That means it's a passive voice. And if you make in the active voice, dust will diminish the Teja. So they are diminished by the dust of it. Dust will diminish them. That means if you make the active voice. In the sloka, it is given passive. That's why it's a karta, doer. That means the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord is the karta actually, doer. And that will diminish them.
It's difficult to understand, Prabhuji.
So the dust will diminish means.
Karth kya hai, Prabhu?
Huh? Prabhu Ananta?
That in sloka sesyam is there. Sesyam Mahapurush.
That is another. Sairsham. Sairsham.
Oh,
along with the issue.
So after offending, after offending and realizing, we are eager to take dust of the devotee's lotus feet. That, okay, somehow if I get the dust, then my offenses will go. So we fall down at his lotus feet, take the dust on our head. Gopi Jana Prabhu is trying to pacify.
Yeah. So that means devotee might be forgiven, but he might not be feeling got offended. But that means because of that means we also know, na? So many times we see devotees dust also we try to hold it. That means devotees dust is making devotees, and same the devotees. That means the dust at the lotus feet of the devotees is making devotees or not others.
I was thinking that usage is meant that I'm taking a shelter of the devotee. I mean, completely surrendered at his lotus feet. That means I am humbling myself to the level of his feet. So degrading myself and surrendering. This is what I was feeling. This is the new thing which I'm trying to understand.
Here, literal meaning only we can take, Prabhu.
Okay.
Here, literal meaning only. There is no derivated meaning. So that means some pure devotee is there, and someone is offending him, but that pure devotee is not feeling any bad because he is in a Mahabhagava stage. So, and that's why he is not feeling any got offended. So in that case, so it will be offense or not. That is the point. So some ex-person is there, but he offending the Mahabhagavad. He's offending Mahabhagavad. Mahabhagavad is not feeling any bad. So then is it offense or not?
So so that means the dust which is inert, which is Jada Parartha, has got the consciousness by the touch of the devotee.
Yes.
And that
that will diminish them.
Mhm.
That will give the result of the offense. That's a Bhakti Maharani, is nothing but how the dust is becoming. So when you offer the prasadam, so what do you say? This is spiritual or not?
Yeah.
It's completely. Anything we utilize in the service of the Lord, that is spiritual. Even this body is spiritual. But why we are not able to see? Because the Bhakti Maharani is not grossly manifesting, but it is there actually. It's a spiritual.
Okay. Okay. Getting
Like
some
if
sense.
we do our vibrating our tongue every day to chant the holy name, it is getting spiritualized. It is not just jada. Just apparently we are seeing as a jada because Bhakti Maharani hides her glories. But everything is getting transformed actually. Even physical body is also getting transformed. Like the dust also.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. I'm trying to understand.
Yes, Prabhu. Okay, Prabhu. So I'm stopping here. So any questions? Ramcharan Prabhu, please.
Yes. So Hare Krishna Prabhu. So just one clarification is like this stage of anartha nivritti. So my understanding is this anartha is nothing but like your things which is not going, which is not letting you go towards bhakti.
Yes,
This is
yes.
It is not something that reaction you are getting or something like that. What I'm saying is these anarthas are basically whatever you have done or whatever the things have happened. Because of that, it's basically which is stopping your bhakti like going towards, is not really like manifesting.
Progressing, yeah. Obstacles.
And like, but how do who generally identify that like this is basically like because of the person himself, like how he's going to say, like if somebody is not really like progressing in bhakti, so like is it because of anartha or is it because of some other reasons? How do we identify that?
Yeah. This way, sir, like you see, one I'm resounding actually is coming. Okay. In the Bhakti Sundarbha, we have seen if we have the we are getting material attraction, actually laxity in the bhakti. That means not able to leave our material conditioning, like you are not able to wake up early morning because of the conditioning. That means because of the some bodily attachment, so not able to wake up to Mangalarti. This is a laxity in the bhakti. This is also a result of the offense. How can you say it is the result of the offense? Even after proper association of the devotees, of the constantly staying in the association of the devotees, and we're still given by the, that means such a good atmosphere, exposed to the good devotional association, still if one is not able to wake up, then we should understand is a laxity in the bhakti, that is out of offenses. So that we read in the Bhakti Sandarbha also. And but someone is not developed this Shraddha. That means even he didn't come to the stage of the Shraddha and his initial association is doing. So since he is not having the proper Shraddha, he is not able to do that. So then that is out of, so not developing the Shraddha, which he is a beginner actually, neophyte. And someone is crossed already Shraddha and took the Diksha and also did the bhajan. And but because of the some kind of the material pleasure, he is having some kind of material enjoyment, that proper this anarthas are, that the sukrutota dushkrutota anartha is not removed, and then also he might be having some kind of cozy life, attraction for the cozy life. So that's why here, if you see the chart, it can be the many ways actually. That is analyzation we should do ourselves actually. Where it is that. Yesterday also, Mataji also was asking the same question.
My question is, Prabhu, sometime like, because there are various bhakti angas are there, as you mentioned, that somebody who cannot get up early in the morning, so it means because of some anarthas. So it might be like he's not got habitual of doing that, and it's take a lot of for him to do it. But if he does other angas of bhakti, will that still be considered that that's anartha, because he's not able to perform that kind of part of like that, because he can do some other, but not that part, So
no,
like
actually,
how?
see, we are taking which is general practice should be done by everyone. Like example, waking up for the Mangalarti is a general practice which is given for every guru to every disciple in our society. So that is the obvious. Maybe time may be different. That may be the 4:30 or the 5 based upon our Shiksha Guru, whatever he says. So we'll be following that. So that is a given practice or mandatory practice for every devotee. That only we will be taking as example actually. Not that this something is because of priorities is not meant for everyone, then that cannot be discussed as a example to find the here the, so what is the cause. Okay, so because that's not a proper example. So here now we are taking which is generally practiced by everyone, like 16 rounds. So it should be practiced by everyone. So one is not able to do that, then what is that? So he is not able to do that. Now you are asking, so how to understand this is due to the anarthas? This is the point, na Prabhu, your question. Your question is
Yes.
clear. First, let me understand question clearly. Can you explain your question? Am I correct actually what I understood?
Yes, like Prabhu, like how do we know that this is because of anartha, or basically like
Achha.
sometimes some feel like is a bhajan kriya, like someday you feel doing something and then sometime you come back and do it again and like that. So it's still in that stage. So it's because of the anarthas only. That's my understanding, right?
Yeah, Ganatarla, you are telling.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, sometimes that means we are feeling interest and not feeling the interest. So yeah, this is the anarthas only. In what kind of anartha is the cause? You see, we have the 4 anarthas: sukrutota, dushkrutota, bhaktyutta, and apradota. So we have to analyze this also. It is due to offenses, or it is due to the sukrutota anartha, or it is the apradota anartha. That you want to understand, or otherwise just is in general you want to understand.
Yeah, in general, Prabhu.
Okay, then. If you want to understand in detail, then we have even you can understand also it is due to offenses or it is due to attraction due to the bad things. Like sukrutota, dushkrutota, aparadha, that also we can examine and understand. Even if you because after learning this book, so we can understand that also. After going through the whole book. Because ultimately this is experts and with their experience they gave this book, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Before itself he mentioned that's a candidate himself will understand, he himself, for him only, na? So this is
Okay.
and even so he himself can understand. That is the purpose actually.
Sure.
And you can
That's
help others by explaining this whole system, so then that other person also can understand his own. But we cannot decide to for others because unless if he shares everything.
okay, Prabhu. So Prabhu, the another question is like these, like we were just discussing that like even the pure devotees, they might not feel offense, but the dust feel the offense. So is the offense depend upon the degree the person who's feeling offended, depend upon that? And also like that one thing, and second thing is it the offense is different based on the purity of the devotee? Like is it like if somebody who is a neophyte stage or somebody who is little advanced, madhyamadikari, uttamadikari, so if the offenses are against different degree of devotees, will that have carry a different
I understand.
weightage?
Yeah. So offense, the same offense can be giving the different results based upon the level of the devotees.
Yeah,
You are
to
saying
whom
like
say, as you are saying, like pure devotees don't take offense, and sometimes if you do something to some neophyte devotee, for him it's like life and death, like and he feels so bad about that. And some experienced devotee might say, yeah, that's okay, this I know that this is a new person, like he might have done, so like that it's okay. So is it really depend upon like is offense counted based on the person who's feeling offended, or is it basically like who measure like what, like the degree of offense and the seriousness of the of the offense, and then what the result should be?
yeah. So it should be from our perspective only. The thing is, like you see, just if you how we started, if someone offends some X is offending Y, then X has to fell on their feet and ask the forgiveness. Then Y is not still pleased by that, then he will be doing some liking activities for Y. And even if he is not happy, then what X will be, that means feeling himself as down to earth, and he is taking the shelter of the Sankirtan. And with the continually he is doing the Sankirtan with the lamentation. So, but here, why is not really advanced, and he is just showing artificially that his anger out of something and out of his hatredness, then he is offending actually. Why is offending to the X? Then who will be spoiled? Then why will be spoiled then? Yeah. So that means someone is not in the maturity, in the higher maturity level. That means X is coming and asking forgiveness, and Y is maybe the Kanishtadhikari, and he's not forgiving him and simply showing his only anger. And then whose mistake then that is? So why mistake actually? Why is being, that means he should understand that, oh, he's forgiving, he's asking forgiveness, and immediately should forgive, but he's not forgiving and he's showing his enmity. Then what will be problem? So whose problem then? Then so what's Y's problem actually then? Then X will be relieved immediately because he done his part. But he should not, but X should not think that hey, he's the Kanishtadhikari and he's not feeling, but he is always feeling that he should not justify himself actually. Oh, I am the best and okay, I did my part. What should, and
Prabhu, like by any chance, if like a person doesn't ask forgiveness and the offenses goes along, so I'm saying the result is the degree of effect doing to a Kanishtadhikari or to a Uttamadhikari will be different, right? Because
this is
that
another case
effect,
actually now. Yeah.
when the
So
effect
that
will
means,
come,
yeah, effect will come. That means that effect is based upon the adhikari, so how it will be. Yeah, actually you are asking that one, another thing. So then X and Y, Z. So these are all the Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttama, X, Y, Z. And maybe A did the offense. So to the X, Y, Z. So then what will happen? So, and A didn't ask any forgiveness. So
oh,
then the same result he'll be getting a different result. That is the
he did
question.
unknowingly. He did unknowingly, or he didn't ask his, or time is gone, that person is gone. Maybe something like that happened, that we might have done something in the past. We don't even know about that. So what stage those effects will come, and how long that will be carry on, like, you know?
Yeah, that will be that will be carried till the time we don't do the repenting for that. And that's why we will be repenting for our unknowingly done whatever the Vaishnava offenses. For that also one has to, that means dainyatmaka vignapana. That means sankirtan is also 3 types. Yesterday we were discussing. So dainyatmaka vignapana, that means expressing himself as a lower than the blade of the grass, and he will be asking the forgiveness, because what is the indication? Because he's not relishing, he's not able to relish the, even after doing the continually association and devotion and chanting, but he's not getting the taste. Then he is feeling bad, and he is understanding that my offenses are still pending. And then he'll be repenting whatever the unknowingly done the offenses. And that is the way to understand whether you are asking this another question actually here. 2 questions you ask. One is the Kanishta, Madhyama, Uttama, what result will come, and how long it will be there. So how long it will be, that I am answering. So how to understand how long it will be there, till those are not destroyed, those will be there. But how to understand was there or not, that will understand the absence of the taste actually. From that we will understand absence of the bhakti taste. From that only we can easily, we will be seeing that 5 results. To Kutilita, this, Panch. That 5 results, if you have any one result, that is there. Still some offenses are there. Then now X is Kanishta, Y is Madhyama, and Z is the Uttama. So then what? So it will be the same or not? So it will be definitely different only. Should be result is also different. Because bhakti level is also different, and also they should be treated respectively. And offense, whatever the offense, will be giving the different results only. This is my understanding actually. I don't have any Shastri proof directly discussing this point, but what is that inference you can do? Because devotee should appropriately treat. So because based upon the Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttama, we cannot equally treat all the devotees. Then offense also will be giving the different results only. The same kind of offense towards the all 3 will be giving the different results, because their levels are different.
Okay, bro. One last question is, bro, like, so we were basically discussing that, like, if some devotee, like, having different, he's doing some wrong activity, like where we are quoting this apicheta duracharo, like we are seeing some devotee like doing certain things,
Abominable
and
activities.
abominable activities. So, and we see like mostly we have like either Madhyamadhikari or Kanishtadhikari, like in the society, like the Uttamadhikaris is rare. And as a Kanishtadhikari, Madhyamadhikari, they discriminate, but looking at the external feature of a person, like what he's doing, what he's not doing, like that. So like if some devotee is doing some abominable activity, he might be doing Ananya Bhakti, but like, you know, like but it is very difficult for a Kanishtadhikari or Madhyamadhikari to identify whether that person is doing Ananya Bhakti or not, because we don't know what his internal mood is. So in that case, those people might disrespect that person, because generally in society we give respect to people who are doing pure bhakti or very high level and those kind of things. But unknowingly people disrespect. They basically judge on the basis of what is shown to them. So in that case, like it will be like very difficult for the person to come out from the offense. I'm talking about myself. When I was a neophyte, I was judging people. Oh, this person is doing this, this person is doing. I should be very scrutinizingly looking everyone, what their activity they are doing. If they made one mistake, it means that person is not pure. Like that, generally, like if somebody is doing something wrong, we think, oh, he's not pure, like he's fallen or something like that. So how do we basically in this scenario, like basically
Yeah,
because
if someone
isn't
is doing
it that,
Ananya Bhakti, yeah, philosophically
isn't
we
it,
understood. Yes, bro, carry on, bro. What you want to say?
is like, so if the devotees are doing something wrong in the society, and then if they still staying and doing preaching, that will create a lot of offenses, Prabhu, anyway. Because if somebody is doing something wrong and then he's still preaching, but according to Shastra, is okay because of Picheta Suduracharo. But in case of common man, it's wrong, like what he's doing. Isn't it, Prabhu? Like, isn't it that lead people to made offense?
So that's the point actually. Shipram bhavati dharmatma. Lord is saying that means kaunte pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. So that's why our consciousness has to be such an extent it should go actually. Bhakti, even Lord is how much he is glorifying in the Bhagavatam Sukadeva Goswami. Even nama abhasa. That means even that's not really nama, it's abhasa. That is having such a power, it is destroying all the sins and it is giving that means Bhagavad Prapti. And someone is taking the shelter of the bhakti and doing abominable activities. So Lord is saying, how can you say, Arjuna? So how can you say my devotee is fallen? And that is the greatness of the bhakti. Here you have to see the quality of the bhakti. So, and since the bhakti, he took the shelter of that bhakti, of course, this material, this contamination is what is this? This is nothing actually. This material contamination is nothing. One way. That means it can be easily eradicated immediately. That means once he did that Ananya Bhakti is doing anyway, na? So that Ananya Bhakti will be destroy these offenses, and after that, Duracharta will go very quickly. Shipram bhavati dharmatma. So why you have to take the risk? So why we have to take the risk? But concerned authorities has to take that means action so that he should not be disturbing the other society. And otherwise, other people, they don't have any role actually there. And it will definitely destroy our bhakti. Even though he's doing so abominable activities, it will definitely.
Because generally people see what is your past record is. So if like, even though we are saying like from Shastra perspective, which is very minute point, common, like a new person, very difficult to accept that, yeah, he will become devotee because he's doing bhakti. But he's saying, what about what he has done in the past? If he has done something wrong in the past, they will still bring it. Oh, he has done this thing while he was a devotee.
Because our consciousness shifting from the karma siddhanta to the bhakti siddhanta is very difficult actually. Because we are not able to accept the wholeheartedly the glory of the bhakti, and still we are stagnant. We are sticking and we are dragging our consciousness based upon the principles of the karma.
Prabhuji, sorry for interrupting.
Yeah.
Just a minute, bro.
Yes, bro.
The very excellent point Ramcharan Prabhu he raised, and it's a prevailing situation also in our society. So people don't have purity or have some remorse, still they go for preaching. So how it will make a great impact. But you gave a beautiful answer that Krishna is not giving up his devotee. That's an amazing point, and that shows the magnanimity of bhakti.
Yeah.
And we are also seeing from the past history, like Valmiki was a dacoit, but he becomes such a great personality, great saint. Bhakti has that quality. In that way, whoever it is, and Kali Yuga is meant for all the fallen, sinful, conditioned, whatever. These are all we are seeing because of the modes that we have occurred, or our mind, our intelligence is tainted with what kind of guna, we will see that externally also.
Yeah.
So if As long as our chitta is not purified, we cannot see the truth as they are. Isn't it?
Yeah. So here main point, Prabhu. So what I want to say, like in general also, in our cases also, most of the times we'll be seeing, even after understanding so many instructions about the glories of the bhakti, and people also many times they will be addicted or they will be sticking to the not addicted, they're sticking to their family traditions like worshipping the puja, that means worshipping the Durga, that means on the Dasara, and thinking that anyway uh, what is there, let it continue, this is also, it's not a, we are not leaving the Krishna's bhakti anyway, we can do this also. And also sometimes we'll be thinking that oh, this is my family tradition, and I will do that also, I will do this also. These are all happening. Why? Because this is not really it is not really a good situation actually. This means gnana karma dhyanavrutam is not happening actually, because they are still following. That means I am doing, I am Brahmana family and I should do my sandhya because my father gave this, and I should do, of course I am doing devotion and also I should do this, otherwise how I cannot, I will be fallen, I will be getting sin. So this mind also is not correct actually. So that means just I'm giving the karma siddhantas, whatever we have, the importance we learn from our families or whatever, that is about the karma. So that is very strongly we have
Imbibed.
a
Yes,
conviction
yes.
and is a faith in the heart, and not able to understand the glory of the bhakti. So once coming to the bhakti, sarvadharman paritijya mamekam sharanam, the Lord is saying such a boldly actually. If you one take up, that means apijay sudurachara, kshipram bhavati dharmatma, he's saying,
Correct.
even he's a durachari, if he takes my bhakti, then that is having such a great power, and you cannot estimate that bhakti is going to destroy all the sins and which are going to happen future also. And such is the, that's a boldly the Shastra is declaring the glory of the bhakti, and
Yeah.
that we are not able to accept from the wholeheartedly in the deeply, and understanding the glory of the bhakti. And if you see this person's duracharata is nothing actually, then
Prabhuji,
you see that.
sorry, Prabhuji, to interrupt. But I think we are mixing, Prabhuji, two things in my view. One thing is like what Ramchandra Prabhu was saying, preaching and apichetsu duracharo, that will not go together at all, as per your explanation, because that is only for those devotees, apichetsu duracharo, who is doing on the behalf of cultural thing, the technical word I forgot, jati, lok parampara jati. So for a, that means he is already apichetsu duracharo. And when you are saying that Chipram Bhavati Dharmatma, so Prabhuji, two things, Prabhuji. One side you are saying, I mean, you are saying when I'm saying it is on the scripture. So we are trying to explain the scripture. So one side scripture is saying that aparad, I mean, it is very difficult, correct? We cannot contradict this point by quoting Apiche Duracharo, na Prabhuji, because Apiche Sudaro in that case doesn't talk about aparad, it talks about the sin. So we should, are we are mixing aparad is what my doubt is now.
Yeah. So let us come to our main discussion. So Ramchandra Prabhu is asking, that means he did that means some abominable activities, and he's preaching. That is the point, na Prabhu. He is saying he is also preaching. You are saying, Prabhu?
Yeah. Correct.
Ramchandra Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhu, like my point is that somebody have done something in past, maybe 10 years, 15 years,
Oh,
something
10
like
years
that.
back, okay.
And while he was a devotee, he did something, and then like he's preaching, and then suddenly like say suppose I don't know about history of that person, but now suddenly I came to know about that person. So now what should I see? Like, should I see that, okay, now I accept him with a very high regard, but now I came to know that in the past he has done wrong, he didn't follow bhakti principle very nicely, but now he's doing good bhakti. What should be my reaction with that person? Should I disrespect? Like, naturally in a society people will say, well, if, as a preacher he should not be doing that, but he has done, so now I will not pay more attention because it looks like he's fallen, something like that. Is it an offense, like for like from our perspective? Because naturally the disrespect will come because we are coming from that background where, like, we want to give like very high regard.
Yes, Prabhu. That means in the past he did this some while devotee he was. So at that time only, in the 10 years back, he did the some misbehavior, something bad thing. So then after that, he is practicing, and now he is okay. So now you came to know about him. So then, knowing that past his defect or whatever the wrong thing. So do we get any disrespect? Then we should not get, no, actually. We should not, because he's doing now good devotion. You are saying, if he's doing proper devotion, so even he is not doing the properly devotion, actually, also he is still in the face of the that bad thing only he is doing, some bad sinful life he is leading, and sometimes he is doing the sins. So then how to see about him? So then in that case also, what I want to say, that's it, the core principle is, so once if you accept the glory of the bhakti wholeheartedly, then if someone is doing the ananya bhakti, that means he is continuously is doing his sadhana every day, and his conduct, and how the life he is leading, then you cannot judge also he is doing bad or good. So if you don't know about him nicely, so then if he is doing properly devotion, and ananya bhakti means I already explained. So then in that case, or sometimes he's going this, sometimes he's stealing money, maybe in the, so he did this some kind of scam, so go and some thousand rupees or lakhs of rupees of scam he did. That's a sinful activity, actually. So then what should we understand about that brahmachari, or that person, that so-called leader? So can we offend him or not? This can also, you can take actually example. So that means stealing money is a durachara, actually, and he did this. Then in that case, what we should understand, that whether we should disrespect him or not. This is, can we take this as example?
No, I'm saying, not saying to disrespect him, but naturally it comes not, he's not like suddenly the respect goes down in our in our heart, because we see that like, oh, he's not at that level. So I'm saying, is that an offense? Like previously we were considering him very high, but now we are not giving him that importance. Is that considered as an offense from my side?
Then yeah, in that side, maybe because of our conditioning, we may get immediately some kind of low feeling towards them. But actually we should control that, actually that should be controlled. And because Lord himself is saying he will become, because he's practicing devotion still, he'll never leave, he didn't leave the devotion, and devotion also, so he will continue. So then, and also we don't have any role also there, so then better just control our feeling, and we should stop that. That means no need to enter into that, actually. That's
So, Prabhuji, now I have this very urgent question, Prabhuji, that whether Chipram Bhavati Dharmatma, whether is it applicable for aparad or not?
yeah, even aparad also. So even someone did the aparada, then he will sent to the hell, because after aparada he will be sent to the hell and he will be punished, and that aparada will be reduced, and he'll come back and he'll continue. His bhakti taste will once again will be coming up.
So yeah. So that is like eternally nobody will be punished. That is true. But aparadha will give the result, na Prabhuji? If the prashchit is not done, it is not like a sinful activity. That sinful activity very easily can be eradicated, as you said, by doing little bhakti. A bundle of sinful bhakti can be eradicated like a cotton. Rui.
Yes.
Rui is put in the fire. But
yes.
Aparadhs are not like that. Na? So I'm saying that we are getting distracted. That when we are talking about aparadh, we cannot quote Chipram Bhavati Dharmatma and all, because then immediately, very soon, he is going to become a Dharmatma. No. If he has done aparadh, then he has to first clear his aparadh to become a pure devotee, I mean to progress in the bhakti. Correct, na? This understanding I am asking you.
Yeah, Prabhu, apiche durachara is not the aparadha, na? Actually it is the bad conduct, that means sinful activities he's doing.
Yes.
So, that is our next sloka only. In their case only. That means he is doing the sinful things, but he is doing ananya bhakti, then he will become immediately, very soon, he will become a dharmatma.
Yes, Prabhuji. So this is applicable to sin, correct? No,
sin, yes.
Not to aparadha.
Not to aparadha. But if someone does the aparadhas, actually someone does the aparadha, so then in their case, so he will also become Dharmatma. Even so, but here we are discussing the case of the sinful people. That means someone is doing the abominable activities, but someone is offending these 10 things, he is in 10 offenses, nama aparadha. If he does, then what? So if someone does offenses, so those 10 offenses, those he has to take care, that person has to take care of those. And those who are, someone is doing the Vaishnava offense in front of us, then what will happen? So we can just suggest him. Someone is doing the abominable activity, someone is doing the Vaishnava offense. Take these two examples, aparadha and the offense, aparadha and the sinful activity. In the sinful activity case, Ananya Bhakti is doing and he is doing sinful activity, so definitely he will become the Dharmatma. And also in the case of offenses, someone is doing, and what will happen actually? What offense is doing and he is doing Ananya Bhakti. So this is the second case actually. Then in this case, so he will also become Dharmatma, but he will take a lot of time actually. So it will take, he will also become Dharmatma. Why not?
Because if I just think that I am doing like intense bhakti and because of that my aparadha will be cleansed and I have not taken care of asking forgiveness from the devotee, then as you said that it will become another nama aparadha, a
Yes,
more
yes.
deeper one.
Yes, yes, yes.
Correct. No? So
Yes.
this is very, very important that either we have to do praschit or we have to go and ask forgiveness to that devotee.
After asking forgiveness also, he is not forgiving you. So then also we should not blame him. That means blame him means you should not think that anyway he is not he listening me. I will eradicate my offense by the holy name only.
Yes.
So
at least
what
that
is it?
Dhanita we should have, and we should have repentance. We should pray in the mood of repentance, Dhanita, and we should do Nam Sankirtan. Correct.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Okay, Prabhus. I think, yeah. Gopijan Prabhu, you are raising hand.
It's okay, Prabhuji. I will later on ask.
No problem. You can ask Prabhu. Anyway, no problem.
Prabhuji, if a devotee has broke the principles, Apicheta Duracharo, when there it is said accidental fall down. But he broke the principles not once, not twice, continuously.
Yes, yes.
And he was being found, and then, but still he doesn't feel that he has done that breaking of the principle. Then what will be the how we have to treat him? That's first case. And having been known that all these things, we lose some respect towards that person.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
then how we have to be purifying ourselves, that it is between Krishna and then him, and then how we can increase our respect to a normalcy level.
Yeah, it's a big question.
That's the reason I said I can ask it later.
Really, actually, it's like a challenging questions, all of your questions. It's really very challenging questions, all are you asking.
These are our daily affairs, na Prabhuji. So we are
Yeah, because they are actually, unless we know these intricacies, our progress still a big question mark.
Yes, yes, yes. Really, it's like a very deep science. Actually, this is based upon the shastric principles. So dealing our day-to-day issues with properly applying the principles of the devotion and taking the right decision in the day-to-day life is really an important thing. That is the goal of the studying these scriptures. Definitely, Prabhu. So I think, can you give me time? Next class, I'll return.
Venkat Prabhuji, regarding this Gopijana Prabhu's question. But how we should treat that particular Jivatma, keep on repeating mistakes 10 times, 50 times, 100 times, or throughout life, decades, is keep on repeating, breaking the principles, etc. If we apply that, if I'm in that situation, how God will treat me, or why, what is my expectation with God? God has to punish me or God has to forgive me? If we are putting me in that person's situation, then we'll really repent that person's what you call not helping, what you call, he cannot help himself, he's helpless. So in that condition only, the Vaishnava Acharyas has seen all of us and shedded their blood and then sacrificed their life to save us. That is where the compassion of a devotee, even though we are practicing, we may not be exalted devotees, we should cultivate and have this, imbibe this quality of compassion. In Kali Yuga, as I know, more than your austerity, Krishna is going to see how sincere you are. So Krishna is going to be more compassion, not like a Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga. Kali Yuga is a wholesale discount for us, all of us. We still speak like Satyuga people, but we don't even maintain the, what you call, the standard that is needed for Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, whether you need bhakti or compassion, I say compassion. See, we are talking in all mixed proportions of whether I am a sadhana siddha. So we are talking this devotee is like that, that devotee is like that. This is sadhana siddha. I am not fit. I am failed student. But I have a hope to pass in kripa siddha. So Krishna is not saying, no, you are only for sadhana siddha, then only I will give kripa siddha. No. We cannot, when Krishna says sarvadharman pariteja, finished off. Correct. But of course, to reach sarvadharman pariteja, there are many stages. That's what we are discussing. But behind all of those things, there is sadhana siddha or kripa siddha or nitya siddha in these topics. And nitya siddha, even in a worst condition like Valmiki in the previous life, but he can elevate to great position. So there is no question of this, what you call abhichetu duracharo is not applicable. It's fully applicable for nitya siddha. So there is no point. The problem comes for us like sadhana siddha or kripa siddha. Whether he will get it or not get it, it's absolutely the Supreme Lord's free will, no, or the Guru's free will or the Vaishnava's free will, their compassion. That otherwise there is no meaning of this verse vancha kalpadrupasya kripa sindhu vevacha. But they are like merciful, they will forgive us and then save us. Ultimately, where the intention is, every one of us should go back to Krishna.
Prabhuji is asking, question is, if someone is trying to understand through the eyes of the Shastra, so that means his question is, if someone is doing the again and again the abominable activities, and also he is practicing the sadhana, that means ananya bhakti, then in that case, so how he should be?
No, I don't know whether he is doing the bhakti. I cannot categorize whether he is really doing ananya bhakti. If you ask me, am I doing ananya bhakti? I don't know. So many desires are there still in me. So many anarthas are there in me. I'm not doing ananya bhakti. I'm doing some bhakti, or trying to do ananya. I mean, whatever you call it as.
So we are trying to understand, your question. So we are, if someone is doing the ananya bhakti, that means even we don't know whether he is doing the ananya bhakti or not. So, but he is doing the still, that means again and again the problems. That means he is doing the bad things. Then how to handle this? This is the point, Prabhu, your question.
He has not realized that he has done. He will not accept. What I did is correct. So in that situation, yes, he is doing this. Like me, he is also following, I mean, doing all the bhakti. if you say I'm doing ananya bhakti, he is also doing ananya bhakti. He is better than me. I mean, always everybody is doing better than me. I have no desires that. In general, I'm not saying as showing myself as humble, but I know myself. I'm not at Ananya Bhakti at all. But how I can improve, because we know that he has done a mistake, then my respect has reduced. Then how I can improve my respect? I mean, bring it back to a level where I can.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhu. So we can think like this. So especially anyway, he is not your counsel. That means he is not your Shiksha disciple. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
So you have any connection, any connection with you? No.
No.
That means that example. Actually, I'm asking. So it may be not your real example also, maybe. So if we don't have any direct connection with him, and he's just someone, is under the someone, he is doing some devotion, then in that case, and we may, that means thinking, knowing about him, somehow it came into our ears, and we may lose the respect. So because of that, our bhakti may affected. So how to protect my bhakti? That is the point you are asking.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
no? Yeah. So in that case, yes. So since he is not at all connected to us, and indirectly, that means he is not my disciple or my student, so whom I can correct, or I can do so anything, or otherwise he is not belonging to my area, so where our other devotees are got affected by him, so he's also not there. Then in that case, just by hearing him, and we are losing the respect, so we have to, and also we don't know whether he is doing the Ananya Bhakti. So better in that case, best thing is, since he is doing already devotion somehow or other, some bhakti, so bhakti's glories are so magnanimous, and definitely, so Jivatma, from the millions of the lifetimes we are doing the so many abominable activities, but now bhakti is having such a power, it can destroy all these things. Only thing is, some offenses you might be having, because of that only these bad things are still remaining. So but bhakti is doing, so that's so powerful, and it will definitely clean, and he will become devotee. So better just to seeing the devotion, and seeing his devotion, even a one time paying obeisances to the Lord is enough to take to the Godhead. So that kind of glory, that means, that's what I want to say in the whole class. I want to emphasize on, we should accept the glories of the bhakti from the whole heart, and whatever the given in the Shastra, this one time chanting holy name is sufficient to go back to the Godhead. And such a magnanimous qualities and of the bhakti should be wholeheartedly should be accepted, and
Hare
seeing
Krishna.
those glory, that kind of bhakti, that means he's doing even that much now. So, and with that respect, so we should give the, that means respect to him, definitely. Maybe personally you might be seeing that Jivatma, but you should see the bhakti which is accompanied with him. There are 1,000 zeros, but beside to that one is there, then it is million, it will become. So then it will become a big number only. So that's why, since there is a bhakti point is there, bhakti angle is there, then we should give in that way. You can improve the respect towards him. Just you ask the question, how to give the, that means get the respect towards him. Even we don't want to disrespect him, but in the mentally we are getting the disrespect. How to stop that? For that I'm saying the solution. The solution is, so the bhakti glory, so we should see, and that's why Bhakti Maharani definitely will take care of them, and we can like that maintain our respect towards them.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes. Okay, bro. So we can meet in the tomorrow's class. Thank you very much for all of your enthusiastic
thank you so much
participation.
to you, Prabhu. So we are grateful to you. You are tolerating all our nonsense, especially my nonsensical questions. Thank you so much. You are
Actually, I am
merciful.
also,
You are really merciful.
Please forgive me, Prabhu, if I hurted
so
or if I not able to satisfy anyone.
No, but
So,
your enthusiasm to answer it, and then we are not giving up. But
Prabhu,
you are trying
here,
your best
literally
to
all
give the
of you
best
are my
answer for
seniors.
us.
Prabhu, you all of my seniors, and it's my, I feel my opportunity this is, so to learn, and maybe in future we can serve more better way. So really, literally, everyone is my senior here. You in all the ways.
Not at all, Prabhu. I'm so junior to you. Hare
Seniors, actually.
Thank you.
We disagree, Prabhuji.
Please pray for me.
Prabhuji,
So
years
I
by
can,
maybe years we are senior, but knowledge-wise you are very,
Nana
very senior
Vruddha.
for us.
so please pray for me, and
Sure,
so
Prabhu.
I can serve nicely to Srila Prabhupada, and maybe in this moment I can participate nicely and contribute in good extent. So thank you very much, Prabhu.
Prabhu will chant for you on 3 times.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram.
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
पांचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्यो च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्तवृंद की,
Jai.
श्रील प्रभुपाद की,
Jai.
निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे।
Hare
His Grace Venkapal Prabhu Ji ki jai.
Jai. Prabhupada ki jai.